Hello, folks out in Casa Land. My name is Earl Makem, and I am your StriveScan facilitator for this evening. And I am happily joined by folks from Bryant University, St. Thomas Aquinas College, Xavier University, and Utica College. And you'll hear from them in just a brief minute. A few housekeeping rules, you all. So this is the virtual college fair that is presented by CASTA in New York, and StriveScan is happy to be the host of this virtual college fair. So the folks on the other side know that the Q&A function is on. If you have questions specifically for each school, you can direct them to each panelist using the Q&A function. They will get that there and they can answer it on that side. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists do not see you. They only see themselves and hear themselves. This is one of a few CASTA sessions, so please do sign up for more sessions if you will. And then as you know, that this session is being recorded. So you will actually find this session on the StriveScan link that's there on the screen after the presentation is over. So, all right, so we have Samantha from Bryant, Vincent from St. Thomas Aquinas College, Jason from Xavier University, and Brandon from Utica College, and they will present in that specific order. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Because first up is Samantha from Bryant, and I'm going to let you go from here. And Samantha, welcome aboard, and off you go.
All right, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Samantha Landry. I am the Assistant Director of Admission here at Bryant University. I'm so happy to have you join us this evening. I can kind of go a little bit over about Bryant, the things that we really want you to know about, and then if you have any questions throughout the session, please feel free to put them in the chat for us. So a little bit about Bryant. We are located in Smithfield, Rhode Island, so we're in the northern part of the state. We are about 2.5 hours away from the Albany area, which is a really easy drive. Just take the Mass Pike and then you'll get right to our campus. We're a perfect location to Boston. We're about 45 minutes to Boston, about 15 minutes to Providence. So I think we're in the perfect location in that sense. We have about 3,400 total students on our campus. So we are a smaller to medium-sized university, which one of my favorite things about Bryant is that you're always going to see new faces, but you'll always see familiar faces when walking from one end of campus to the other. We have students from 38 states and 44 different countries. I myself work with students from the New York area. I also work with students from Texas, the Berkshires, parts of Connecticut, and New Hampshire. So you will meet students from all over. You're not just going to meet students from the state of Rhode Island. Speak of campus and sort of what it's like, we had a very successful fall semester. We were open. We had all of our students living and learning on campus, so we were really excited about that. Our students took it really seriously. They were getting their tests done every week, COVID tests every week. So we were really thankful and fortunate that we were able to remain open. Our spring semester is off to a great start as well. We did a bunch of different things this year. We brought food trucks to campus. We also, an alum donated an ice rink on campus, so our students have really been able to spend a little bit more time outside and utilizing some different spaces of campus. So again, we're very thankful for that. And we're also open for self-guided tours as well. So if you're sort of in the start of your college process and looking to start touring some campuses, the self-guided tour is definitely an option for you. As for in terms of what we have to study for programs, so we have 195 different major and minor combinations for students. Something really unique about our curriculum is that our students are always going to study something within the College of Business and the College of Arts and Sciences. And again, this is something really unique to Bryant. And if you're sitting here and you're like, well, I actually have no idea what it is I want to study, that is no problem at all. You have until the end of your sophomore year to figure it out, and our advisors on campus will work with you to make sure that you're making the right decisions, taking the right courses to end up where you want to be, where you see yourself in the 4 years once you graduate. Our average class size is about 26 students, and our student to faculty ratio is about 13:1. So you're always getting that individualized attention from professors at all time. And 55% of our students are going to either double major or double minor or pick up another concentration as well. Our website is really interactive, so I encourage you to check out our website, put in different areas of interest, so you're able to see sort of, what it is you could end up studying, our student outcomes, where they end up, internships they hold. So definitely check out our website. In terms of campus life and what that's like, big question. We have 22 Division I athletic sports. Our athletic facilities are absolutely beautiful. We have all of our events are free for students to attend. This past basketball season, our basketball team had a great run. They unfortunately lost and didn't make it to the big dance, but we had a great showing party out on our football field, which was a great way to get our students together and cheer on the fellow Bulldogs. I always say, no matter what time of year it is, they're always wearing their black and gold on campus, athletes and non-athletes as well. And we also have over 100 in student clubs and organizations for students to be a part of. So we're very hopeful that there'll be something that you can find to hopefully find your place. I always say Bryant's a great place for students who maybe weren't involved in high school and are looking to find their place, or a student who's really involved in high school and is now looking to take on those leadership roles. Bryant will really help form you into both of those. We also have study abroad opportunities as well, over 42 different countries for students in 230 locations. So that's something that's on your list. You can check that off, as Bryant does offer study abroad. Our favorite statistic, kind of in terms of career development, internships, I know maybe you're not thinking about that right now, but our Career and Internship Center starts working with you as early as freshman year, and about 99% of our students are employed or within grad school within 6 months of graduation. Our students will end up at Hasbro, Fidelity, Patriots, TJ Maxx, Amica. We have students going all over, and our Amica Center is really the root of it all, how our students are finding those connections. And we have a really, really strong alumni network. So our students are connecting with alum as starting, freshman, sophomore, junior year. It's really important. And most of our students have job offers, typically the fall semester of their senior year. So it's a really rewarding experience. And to sort of wrap this up, sort of the big question, what we're looking for when students apply, we're looking for about a 3.4 GPA and about a 1220 on the SAT. And we are test optional. We've been test optional now for many years, and that is something we continue to be. We'll need your completed application, your SAT scores or your test optional response, your official transcript, and your letters of recommendation. And we have early decision, early action, and regular decision as well. We also offer an honors program, and scholarships are all included within your acceptance letter. That's kind of Bryant in a giant nutshell. I encourage you to check out our website, check out our different visit options. We're doing plenty of different virtual options with academic forums, self-guided campus tours. We're doing student perspectives where you can chat with current students. And then I also have a schedule online where you can chat with me individually, and you can also set up for interviews as well. If you have any questions, I'll be monitoring the chat, and I thank you all for joining us.
Great, Samantha, thank you so much. That was a whole lot in a very short period of time, and you did a great job. So thank you, folks. Again, on the other side, those who are watching, please use the Q&A function to go ahead and put your questions in there. So next up will be Vincent from St. Thomas Aquinas. Vincent, you are on board.
Hey guys, my name is Vincent Vasquez. I'm from St. Thomas Aquinas College. I am an admissions counselor there, and I was actually a student there. I went there for my undergrad, and I'm currently going there for my master's. But a little bit about the school is we are a smaller school just outside of New York City. So we're about 30 minutes from Manhattan, the heart of Manhattan, and we're in Rockland County. So if anyone ever heard of the Palisades Mall, it's a really great mall, one of the biggest in the world. That's like 5 minutes right down the road. So there's a whole bunch of places you could go out to eat, have fun, go-karts, rock wall climbing places, just a lot of nice towns in the area that you could go out with some friends and, like I said, go out to eat and have a good time. Talking about things on campus, what's really cool about our campus is as a freshman, our dorm rooms, they are a little different than typical dorm rooms, especially for freshmen. They're suite style dorm rooms. So when you enter a dorm room, there are 2 bedrooms. You'll live with 2 other people. So in each bedroom, there's 3 students. Outside, you have a common area connecting both bedrooms and your own bathrooms. So there's no big communal hall. All you have to do is just, worry about the people you're living with. And, it's much easier and, don't have to worry about a lot of things getting really dirty. But being that way, also having your own suite and that area, cleaning service will come once a week, vacuum, take out the trash, and clean the bathroom. So like I said, nothing will get real dirty or funky. Only thing you guys need to take care of is your own bedroom. Besides that, our cafeteria on campus is a buffet style. So once you go in there, you can eat as much as you want. So it's pretty much grab and go. There are different lines where you could get like a whole bunch of good fried foods like burgers, French fries, chicken patties, all that good stuff. You have a home style line with like mashed potatoes, you have pasta, vegetables, things like that. And also besides that, you have a sandwich line that you can always make any kind of sandwich. And being that, like I mentioned, we are a smaller school, the chefs there will get to know you. And if you go up to the sandwich line, they'll be like, hey, how's it going? You want the usual? So it will get real personalized. Let's say if you have a specific diet that needs to be tailored to you, you can speak to the head chef and they'll do that for you. Talking about academics, we are a school made up of 3 different schools. So we have arts and sciences, we have a business, school of business, and also a school of arts education. Within our business and education, we have a master's program. And then within our criminal justice, within the arts and sciences, we also have a master's program attached with that one as well. Our top 5 majors would be biology, criminal justice, education, sports management, and also psychology. But we have plenty of other majors that you can look into and also minors. Besides that, like I said, we are a smaller school, so the biggest classroom size you'll have is around 20 students. And with COVID and everything, we are open. We've been open for the past 2 semesters, the fall and the spring semester. Students are on campus. So our students are doing really well on campus and, being smart about the decisions that they make, allowing them to be on campus and, enjoy their time at school. Besides that, the smallest classroom size you'll get will be around, could be up to 3-5 students. That'd be like a senior seminar maybe. I had to take an accounting course when I was there, which I was dreading because me and math don't go so well, but I only had 2 other students in my class. So you really get to know your professor, they get to know who you are. And as long as you show up to class, it's harder to fail than it is to pass. And these professors, especially within your field, will be your advisor. So you'll have your advisor as a professor and you get to build a really good connection with them. So when you are looking for jobs and internships, they'll be there that you could connect with them and they could network you with the correct people to get a job in your field. We also do have a tutoring center on campus that's free for students. It's a great opportunity. It's peer tutoring too. So these are students that were recommended by the professor to tutor, which is totally an upper hand advantage because these are students that took the same test that you took. So they know exactly how it's set up. Besides that, we do also have a career development office on our campus that if you go there, as early as your freshman year, they'll help you with resume writing skills, business etiquette skills, how to dress for success, and set you get you an internship as early as your freshman year in your field to get your feet wet and see if that's what you want to do for the rest of your life. So you could decide if you want to stick with that major or switch to something else. We also do have a career and internship fair once a year. So we'll prepare you to have your resume printed out and you could walk up to different companies that are there and see if you could get a job with them or internship. And then we also do offer co-ops for students, which means you'll work at a job while earning credit for classes. And then we also do require internships for all of our business majors. So you need to have an internship before graduating, which is also upper hand advantage. And I can tell you everyone within our education field, 100% of them either A, has a job straight out of school, or B, they're getting their master's at our school. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. I mean, besides that, we do have a lot of activities on campus. We have different clubs, sports. We're NCAA Division II, so we have 20 different sports on campus as well. So that's pretty much everything. Thank you, guys.
Vincent, thank you so much. All right. So I am passing the baton to Jason from Xavier University, and looks like he's got his screen share presentation going. All right, off you go, Jason. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, Earl, Vincent, and Samantha for presenting before me. I do appreciate it. And I also appreciate the students who've taken the time to be with us this afternoon. You know, I feel as though doing these particular fairs, you know, certainly not as impactful as if we were, you know, meeting you in person in the Greater Capital District area. But I think that these can be very rewarding, especially when they're in smaller, intimate environments, kind of like the four of us are doing with you this afternoon. So my name is Jason Cloutier. I work for Xavier University, which happens to be, I think, the furthest away from the Capital District. Xavier's in Cincinnati, Ohio. So we're technically in the Midwest. But as I've described Cincinnati in years past to students and families alike, you know, it's in the Midwest, so it has Midwestern hospitality, yet we border Covington, Kentucky. So the only thing that separates Cincinnati from Covington, Kentucky is a 250-yard wide Ohio River. So you've got Midwestern hospitality with some Southern charm, yet we're still in the Eastern time zone. So we're not quite as far as I believe people are envisioning. We actually happen to be when you think of the Midwest. So a Jesuit Catholic school, I think I mentioned that to start this conversation. What does it mean to be a student at a Jesuit school? Well, there's 27 Jesuit schools around the nation, and you happen to have, I believe, 3 of them right in New York State. I won't go so far as to start advertising for Canisius, Lemoyne, or Fordham, but they are some of our sister Jesuit institutions. All 27 Jesuit schools are right around 10,000 students or less, 10,000 being the largest, and that's at Loyola in Chicago. Smallest might be Lemoyne or maybe Fairfield right over the border in Connecticut. We are the 6th oldest Catholic school in the country, and we're the 4th oldest Jesuit school in the nation. So we've been around for over 190 years. I think, you know, a couple of benefits of Xavier, especially when I'm working with students here in the Northeast, is that routinely speaking, cost of education and the cost of living in the Midwest, save for Chicago, is going to be a little bit less expensive than it is here in New England or in New York, as it were. So your investment dollars in your education are going to work a little bit harder for you. It's going to go a little bit further. And I think the moment that you start treating your education in this entire experience as not only an adventure, which it's ultimately going to become throughout your senior year, but you should start treating this as an investment. You're investing as much in yourself as you're investing in the college or the university that you're going to call home for 4 years. The moment that starts happening, you're going to become very aware of your ability to pay and not overpaying simply to slap a sticker on the back of your parents' SUV. Okay. So, and I'm kind of generalizing in that particular regard. I think, you know, some of my colleagues have already started mentioning a little bit about scholarships and what we're looking for, you know, with this slide that was just on the screen about academic fit. You know, the bulk of the students who come to Xavier are B+ to A- students. And, you know, I've said this for years that we're not necessarily looking for a student simply to be a bookworm. We want the student to show up, hit the ground running, have this little, you know, this period of adjustment from being a high school graduate to being a full-fledged, you know, self-supporting adult, making adult-based decisions, living within a budget. We want that time span to probably only be about, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks, give or take, in your freshman year. And then the rest of your 4 years here, I'm not going to say it's going to be a breeze, but it should be significantly easier than your first month as a freshman. I think an advantage of Xavier is the fact that we have this student success model that, you know, it's our job is not to replace your parents. Our job is to help facilitate your success moving forward. And what I mean by the student success model is each student coming in is going to be issued 4 different coaches: a student success coach, an academic advisor, a financial advisor, and a career coach, not to mention your resident advisor in whatever residence hall you choose to live in. So you've got 4 or 5 different people who are assigned to each student who have a different task. And their tasks can be, but are not limited to, you know, making sure that you're getting along well with your roommates. And if you're not, what can we do to help facilitate that? Are you meeting with your professors regularly? And are you getting the assignments appropriately if you're learning in a virtual environment? Are you exploring the city of Cincinnati? We're about 3 miles from the center of downtown. And the thing about the city of Cincinnati is that it's, you know, if you take Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, and Southeastern Indiana, it's a tri-state region of almost 2.2 million people. So, you know, this student success model, our job is to envision all the roadblocks and the hiccups that you might actually face in your next 4 years while you're here with Xavier. You know, I think that I've said 4 years, and I don't think I can elaborate on that enough. there is certainly an issue, if you will. There's certainly this propensity for students not to graduate in 4 years. And I believe, Samantha and Brian had mentioned earlier about their graduation rates, and I think Vincent touched upon it as well, that our goal is to make sure that when you walk in as a freshman, 8 semesters later, you are walking across the stage of graduation, and not a day later, not a semester later. If you want to travel abroad, let's make sure we can do it, but make sure you're getting credits towards your degree plan. You want to do an internship or a co-op, in downtown Cincinnati, awesome, let's do it. Build hands-on learning and put yourself in front of people that could potentially become your employers and the like, but let's make sure it does not affect your overall graduation plan. From the standpoint of an admission officer and somebody who's been doing this for over 20 years, no one has to apply to college, period, okay? This is a conscious decision that you're making, okay? And if you're looking at Xavier, that's not lost on me. If I'm the counselor who's reading your application, I am incredibly energized and engaged in this process to the point where I'm an admission officer. I'm not a rejection counselor. Like, I don't get my kicks out of sending out deny letters. So I want to admit you, but clearly we can't admit every student that comes across our pool. So at the end of the day, we're certainly thrilled that you're here today. I'm glad that you're expressing some interest in our 4 institutions, and let us know in the Q&A if you have any further follow-up questions. But thank you very much for being here.
All right, Jason. All right, perfect. Thanks so much. Brandon from Utica, you are our last and final speaker. And then I am going to ask that our participants just stick around after Brandon. We've got a little bit of a closing, and then we'll dismiss you after that. So Brandon, go ahead. Off you go.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Just going to share my screen here with you guys. So, first and foremost, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. So my name is Brandon Noga. I am one of the assistant directors of admissions here at Utica College. I primarily work with students, a lot of students in New York State, specifically Dutchess, Orange, Sullivan, Ulster counties, as well as students from out of state, New Jersey, DC, Delaware, Maryland. So one of the big things that I always try to describe for students who might be from out of town is our location. So Utica is located in Utica, New York. It's only about maybe 40 minutes east of Syracuse on the thruway. It is a quick thruway stop. So if those of you might be coming from like the capital region, like the Albany area, we're only about a couple hours from you guys. So really easy, really quick and convenient to be able to get to. Some of the things I always like to point out about Utica College is our emphasis on a more personalized approach to education. If you're someone like me who likes to be able to ask questions to your professors, like to be engaged, if you don't want to be anonymous and you want to actually be somebody that your professors get to know and that you get to know them, this is the type of place where you can do that. So we have the 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which really translates into like an average class size of about 20 students. So you could expect maybe first year, maybe 25, 30 students, the absolute most. There are no lecture halls on campus. So like I said, if you'd like to be engaged in the material and develop real relationships with your professors, you can definitely do so here at Utica. And our students love to take advantage of that. And our professors take a lot of pride in the work that their students do. So there's a great exchange of ideas that happens on a daily basis here at Utica. We offer 16 of the top 20 in-demand college majors. So many of them will be things that you guys are looking for as current high school students. And with it being a more personalized field, we place a lot of emphasis on our experiential learning. And by experiential learning, I mean research opportunities, which is very rare for an undergraduate institution. Research opportunities with professors, or maybe even original research produced by our students that then go on to be presented at regional and national conferences, as well as opportunities for internships, a lot of hands-on internships that happen right here in the Utica area for a good chunk of our students. And then we also want to make sure that you have the opportunity to do internships back home, like over the summertime if you're looking for them. So we have a great expansive network, a great alumni network that can help with finding jobs. And then we also have a care team in place that's here to support you. So that care team is made up of your success coach, who's kind of like your academic advisor, your career coach, who can help you find jobs and internships and practice interviewing techniques, and then your financial aid counselor, who can help you with any questions you have about your financial aid. And one of the greatest things I think that I always take a lot of pride in with Utica is our incredible value for Utica College education. So we offer the lowest private tuition and fees amongst private schools in the Northeast. We've also had the honor of being awarded a College of Distinction for multiple specific programs, including business, nursing, and education. But we're very well known for these awards coming through for our career development and also for our equity and inclusion here on campus. So these are some of the most popular and innovative majors that we offer here at Utica. It's definitely not limited to this. There's over 70 undergraduate minors, majors and minors that you can find available on our website if you're not seeing your major listed here. But these are some of the ones that we're very well known for, especially locally, nationally, and regionally for a lot of these programs. So if you have any questions about them specifically, definitely reach out to me or one of our admissions counselors. We'd be happy to talk to you more about an individual program. And then our affordability and financial aid is just one of the things that, like I said, I take great pride in. We're not afraid to throw our numbers out there because we know how competitive we are. In 2016, Utica College actually did a tuition reset. That tuition reset was the largest reduction in tuition costs amongst private schools in the United States the year that we did that. And so we make it very affordable for students to be able to get that private education. And 95% of our students are going to receive financial aid, generous financial aid packages. And so one of the things that you first be considered for is when you apply is a merit-based scholarship that we will send along right with your letter. So if you're accepted, send your acceptance letter and we include your first piece of financial aid, which is that merit-based scholarship that we offer. We definitely a big sports school. So 26 Division III men's and women's athletic teams, 30 intramural sports teams for those of you who are looking to be more laid back approach to your athletic endeavors. And then one of the biggest sports that we're known for is ice hockey. So men's and women's ice hockey are the #1 in attendance in Division III for the past 10 years. We've had a lot of great growth on campus, a lot of new buildings and construction. Every single year, it feels like we can just keep growing. And then I'll just try to wrap this up real quick. So pretty easy application requirements. We're on utica.edu or the Common app. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. We're always really happy to help.
All right, perfect, guys. Thanks so much. So we're going to come back on the screen here and do one final closing piece for you all on the other side. Thank you, Samantha, Vincent, Jason, and Brandon. I really appreciate you all sharing about your institutions. Since we have a little bit of extra time, I do want each of our panelists to answer this question, and it's more of an advice giving moment, if you would, please. And so we will go in the order that they present. So Samantha, Vincent, and Jason, here is the question at hand. Let's see if, can you share? There you go. Perfect. So for our audience on the other side, we're going to hear from each of them in that order of what advice would you give someone going through the college search process right now. So we'll start with Samantha and go from there.
Yeah, that's a great question. So all of us that are here on this call today are here to help you. So no matter where you are in the process, whether you are just getting started, or maybe it's the end of your junior year, start of your senior year, we're here to help. No question is a silly question. And I know right now a lot of schools, especially Bryant, we're trying to put as much information as we can online, and so it's accessible to you at all times. So definitely take advantage of the different resources that are available on our websites, the different schools' websites. And all of our information, contact information, is right on the website. So if you ever have any questions, really just use the, myself, other admission counselors to your resource, and really make those connections early on, because I think it goes a long way throughout the college application process. And it's nice when you're a student and you're applying, to know that if you have a question, you're able to just send a quick email or phone call, and someone on the other end of the line is there to help you. So you're not alone throughout the college search process.
All right, thanks, Samantha. Thanks for that advice. Vincent, how would you answer that question?
Yeah, so going off of what Samantha said, us as admissions counselors, we're always here to help you throughout the process as early as, you want to contact us. But also there are plenty of other resources too, like reaching out to your guidance counselors. They can help you through the process too, figuring out what schools will best suit you, because they know who you are, throughout your high school. But also, I would say one thing that I definitely wish I did when I was looking at colleges is definitely, if you have the chance to visit a school, that should be like a priority. You should make a list of all the schools that you're interested in visiting and the schools that you can visit, and go for a visit, because that's how you could truly see if you could picture yourself on that campus, because there's no perfect school for anyone out there, and not the school that you probably were dreaming of to go to could be the right fit for you. So going for a visit and actually seeing the students on campus, walking into a classroom or something like that could really benefit you throughout the process.
All right, Jason, what piece of advice would you give?
I'll change this just slightly and say that this is your college search process, and yours alone. Now, you're going to have a variety of other people that are going to be in your corner, kind of pulling you in one direction or another. Apply to this school. We have to go visit this school because we're driving by. Or did you see what your cousin Lindsay applied to? You absolutely have to apply there. Listen, at the end of the day, this is your college experience. This is your 4 years, okay? And while your parents may be helping to, defray the cost of your attendance somewhere, so getting them on board with your college search process is certainly going to be helpful. You need to understand that at some point you got to take the reins of this yourself. As I had mentioned in my presentation, this is a conscious decision. You don't have to apply to college. So, going along with that theme, certainly apply to some schools that you've heard of. Apply to some schools that are somewhat local to your home. But it's okay for you to get out of the nest. The nest is this cozy 300-mile radius around mom and dad's home. Okay, it's okay for you to leave. And maybe this is something I've been saying for 20 years because I work for schools outside of where I actually happen to recruit. It's a little bit more difficult, but just don't let the anxiety take over this process for you. It's a learning experience. And if you're a sophomore or junior right now, it's going to be significantly different by the time you become a senior. But the fact you're starting this early, I think, is going to alleviate some of the stresses, anxieties you're going to feel when you become a senior.
All right, perfect. Brandon, last but not least, you tell us what advice would you give at this point?
My answer definitely agrees with what Vincent was saying about visiting campus. It's my number one piece of advice for any college student going through the search process. You can do as much research or as much, online web surfing or whatever you want to do online. You can do as much of it as you want to, but nothing is ever going to compare to that experience that you get when you're on campus and you truly feel a part of it. You can understand what the campus culture looks like, different times a year. If you can, I know it can be tough depending on how far you're going, but if you can visit the campus even maybe twice before going there, like different times a year, like different season, that's always super helpful. And speaking from experience, I applied to 6 schools that I was accepted to, visited all 6 campuses, and at the end of that process, there was only one for me that I knew that I wanted to go to. So it can be that powerful of a process, just visiting the campus. So I would definitely, hit on that point.
All right, perfect, great, great. All right, since I'm looking at the clock here and I want to just make sure we close everything out as seamless as we can. First off, let me thank our presenters. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Brandon, for joining us tonight. On the other side, as you're viewing this and as you're taking this all in, I truly appreciate you all joining us and for CASTA to host us tonight. I hope you learned a whole lot about these 4 institutions. I hope you learned a whole lot about how to proceed going forward in your college search process. It's been a pleasure to be with you all. We'll give a wave goodbye, and we hope to see you in more sessions. Let me do one other piece of just a thank you note here. Again, thank you for joining us. Hopefully you guys can see my purple screen. Somebody wave their head. Yep. Yes. Yep. Perfect. Awesome. So when you guys close out of this, our participants, when you close out of this, you'll get a 4-question quick questionnaire, just so that you can make the StriveScan experience more beneficial for those who come after you. I want to encourage you to sign up for more sessions. And again, if you needed to recap anything that was said tonight, this will be on a recording at that StriveScan link below. So, all right. So without further ado, we're going to say goodbye and sign off. And thanks again for joining us, and have a great evening, folks. Thank you.